Welcome. My name is Severin Garrett, and tonight we're going to be learning about a healthy lifestyle program called Shred10. And I am so excited that you have taken time out of your busy day to watch this live presentation or to watch the recording. So thank you for joining us. Tonight we're going to be talking about a jump start to better health. We refer to this program as Shred10. But basically, it's about making one simple change that can make a big difference in your long-term health. Sorry about that. I'm having a little problem with the slides. One more second. There we go. So we're going to be talking about making one simple change in your long-term health and a lifestyle of better health. I want to begin with a little bit about my story because I think we all relate to one another's stories. I am a certified health coach, and I work with over 100 people across the country who want to just grow in health. And I, roughly 9 years ago, was desperate. I was on 4 daily medications. I was praying for God to bring me a natural solution because I think we all know the problems with taking medications. We've seen the commercials, right? I was not sleeping well, and I was suffering with severe IBS and joint pain. And all the doctors seemed to want to do is prescribe another drug. So I was so grateful when a friend of mine introduced me to a way to add more concentrated nutrition daily in a simple capsule. I, at the time, was kind of skeptical, but I had been praying for a solution. This person I trusted, she was in my Bible study. And thank goodness, fast forward about 6 months later, all I did was add those plant powders in my rhythm every day, and my body began to heal. So that was the first step in my journey to grow towards better health. You'll see today, this is my husband and I. We actually have just opened a Tower Garden farm in North Carolina, just north of the Charlotte area. We love growing healthy, nutrient-dense foods. But we had no idea 9 years ago when I was introduced to these plant powders that that would just be the first step in our journey of continuing to grow in better health. So what I'll be sharing with you tonight is a program that's all about a healthy lifestyle. It's not a diet. And what this could be for you is one step in your journey that could then be a catalyst to many more health journey changes. So I just wanted you to hear a little bit about our story. If you want to learn more about the Tower Garden or the greenhouse towers that we're a part of, we would love to share it with you. Get with the person who invited you. But we're going to jump into the meat of the presentation. I want to start with some bad news. We are an unhealthy nation. 1 in 4 of us will die of heart disease. 1 in 2 women or 1 in 3 men will develop cancer. Many of us will have diabetes by 2050, and this is probably the most concerning, is 1 in 5 children are obese. And this little statement at the bottom, this is a quote by Dr. David Katz. I just want to draw your attention to it. Our children are more harmed by poor diet than by exposure to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined. Poor diet is more harmful than those other 3 components. Isn't that incredible? I do want to kind of introduce this program, the Shred10 program, with 2 rising trends. The first trend that we're seeing is that environmental toxins are increasing in our environment. And what I mean by that, and you can see some examples below, is we just have much more pollution in the world that we live in. We are seeing so much contamination of our water. We're seeing more and more pesticides on our food supply. And we are all concerned about the personal care products we use, whether it be the toothpaste, the lotions we use, you know, the plastic materials that we use to freeze our food in or to put our sandwich in. All these things are creating more toxins in our bodies and in our environment. The other thing that's happening at the same time is our food quality is decreasing. What I mean by that is 50% of the food we eat today in America is processed. So in other words, flavor enhancers, preservatives, pesticides have been added to that food. And that means that we're not getting half the nutrition we used to get when our grandmothers would pick that, you know, big bunch of spinach from the garden. years ago. They say that one bunch of spinach that our grandmother might have picked up about 50 years ago from her garden would be equivalent to almost 40 heads of spinach today. Isn't that scary? What's happening to our food supply? So we lose 50 to 80% of the key nutrients in our food before we even purchase it. And that's because they pick the produce so early in this country and then ship it across the country to us or across the world. And it could be the pesticides and herbicides that are going on our food. There's just a wide variety of reasons that our food quality and nutrient density is decreasing. But we have a lot of control. This is where the hopeful, happy part of the presentation begins. We can do a lot of things to get healthier. And these are just a few of the things and some of the common denominators that we know impact our health. We can exercise, we can get more sleep, we can manage our stress, we can definitely drink more water, we can use safer products, and we can eat real food. I'll be drilling down on these, but I just wanted you to feel comfortable that a lot of our long-term health is actually in our own choices every day. So let's focus on fruits and vegetables for a second. The experts agree that most diseases are preventable with good nutrition. And I don't know about you, but my family has a wide variety of disease in its background. My father had prostate cancer. My mother had breast cancer. And so for many years, the doctors assured me, if you'll go ahead and mute your line, if you would, if you're new to the group, that would be great. Get a little background noise.
It says my microphone is muted.
Kayla, can you mute that line? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to interrupt the presentation there. Just a little bit of background noise. Anyway, we were talking about how, thank you, Kayla. I'm sorry about that. We were talking about how disease, for many years, the doctors thought because I have such a wide variety of diseases in my family that I would have cancer of some type. And now what the research is showing, there's over 2,000 research studies showing that fruits and vegetables can have such a big impact in our long-term health, and that these diseases are preventable with a lifestyle full of healthy choices. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you tonight. But I love the hope in knowing that no longer are we worried about just our DNA being our future, but we're worried about our choices, and we're concerned about our lifestyle choices every day. That's what's going to impact our long-term health. So I want to talk to you about a thought process called oxidative stress. I don't know if you've heard this term before, but basically our bodies are aging, and that's just a natural part of life. When we exercise, when we breathe, we create oxidative stress. That's the bad news. The good news is that antioxidants only found in fruits and vegetables can protect the cells in our body from oxidative stress or neutralize the oxidative stress. So look at this apple. We cut it in half, and half of it was exposed to air, so it turned brown. That's just like what's happening in our body. We're aging through oxidative stress. But when we put fruits and vegetables into our body, it's just like squeezing lemon juice on half of this apple and actually oxidizing or neutralizing the oxidation that's going on. So fruits and vegetables are key to reducing oxidative stress. And that's pretty exciting. We have a lot of choices to eat fruits and vegetables, right? So it isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for us. It's that they're so good for us they can save our lives. So the more plant-based nutrition we get into our body, the more that can impact our long-term health. You know, that was kind of new information to me 9 years ago when somebody introduced me to these concentrated plant powders that I added. But now that I have researched it and gone into health coaching and really studied these many research studies that explain the value of fruits and vegetables, I'm realizing that we have a lot of control on our long-term health, and fruits and vegetables are the biggest component of our long-term health. So everybody hold up their fist for a second. The fist is the size of a serving of fruits and vegetables. I need 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables in my body every day just to maintain health. you need the same. So 7 of these fists at a minimum, and 13 even better. Athletes who exercise at least an hour or more a day need more. Can you imagine? So you may be thinking, why do I need so many, Severin? I thought it used to be like 5 servings a day, and it was. But notice below, it kind of explains that our produce is picked way before it's vine ripened, so we're not getting the nutrition. It's transported thousands of miles, and 90% of Americans do not get enough fruits and vegetables, the 7 to 13 servings. So if you need to heal your body, like I did with IBS and chronic joint pain, I need to be on that high end of 13 to 17 servings. I am so grateful that fruits and vegetables have made such a big impact in our long-term health, but I'm also grateful for this lifestyle of better health called Shred10. I want to explain to you that sometimes Americans look to vitamins to basically fill the gap between what the food they do eat and what the food they know they should be eating is. But what we've learned is that multivitamins really are not having a positive impact in the body. And that an apple, for example, has 10,000 phytonutrients working in synergy. In other words, God designed it to meet the things that our body needs and to provide the fuel and healing. So this is a great visual. On the left is a vitamin supplement label, similar to a vitamin C or a multivitamin. But on the right is the 10,000 phytonutrients found in an apple. So God designed all those 10,000 phytonutrients to work together in our body and heal. And what man has decided to do is pull out a few isolated vitamins and put them into a multivitamin. It just doesn't work. The body doesn't know what to do with those isolated vitamins. So vitamins, multivitamins are not our answer. Whole food nutrition is. So I learned that after, my friend introduced me to the plant powders, I learned that I was not getting enough fruits and vegetables and that I needed more. And this was one of the easiest ways for me to bridge the gap. It's called Juice Plus. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but it's fascinating that they figured out how to crush these fruits and vegetables in these huge industrial juicers, take the water out, and then dry them at a very low temperature in order to maintain the nutritional integrity. And so it's basically powder. They've got a fruit powder, they've got a veggie powder, and they've got a berry powder. And they've just put them in these capsules, really simple to consume. But the thing I like best is that they put the entire orange into the fruit blend, for example. So you're getting all the nutrition of the skin of the orange, which has 70% of the vitamin C in an orange. Who knew? And when we juice or when we eat the orange, we just, discard of the skin of the orange. So they're taking all the vitamin-rich nutrient density of the fruits and vegetables. And the last thing on the right is a plant-based omega blend that I really love. It's all based on trying to take the fish out of the process and get the plants before the fish eat it, because we're concerned about fish and what's happening in our oceans. And, omega 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 are included in this plant-based omega blend. So good for brain health, really good for inflammation, and just lots of really good beneficial integrity items for omegas in the body. Let's talk about the complete shakes for a second. This is a Juice Plus product, and it is something that I love to do every day, is to make a Juice Plus complete shake. I have it for breakfast most often, but sometimes I'll have 2 a day. And I love that it's vegan, it's non-GMO, it's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, and it's plant-based protein. It has a prebiotic and a probiotic in it. And MD Anderson Cancer Hospital has done research on this product, and they actually recommend it to their ovarian cancer patient survivors. And it has just been an incredible product in our family's household. We have, again, this as at least 1 meal a day and sometimes 2. And my husband loves them for after exercise or workout. He kind of uses them as a post-workout snack. So let's drill down into the Shred program. What we're doing is we're shredding food, toxins, and habits that are not serving us. And I'm going to walk you through the guidelines of the Shred. But I want you to keep in mind that the guidelines, there are 10 of them. That's why we call it Shred10. Sometimes you just want to start with one simple change. And then over time, you might want to add additional guidelines. And this program, I guess my husband and I have been following it for almost 4 years now, and we love it. We don't do it every day of the month, but we certainly do it several weeks out of every month. And we find that we feel so much better. It is safe for children all the way up through elderly people. I've got pregnant moms doing the Shred10 program. So let's walk through the guidelines. Again, you might want to start with just one of these guidelines, and then you can work up to additional guidelines. But the best place to start is to add more plant-based nutrition, and that's number one. I did that by adding the Juice Plus capsules, and I highly recommend that because most people cannot get enough fruits and vegetables on their own. There's a lot of servings when you need 7 to 13, right? I will tell you that they also have a program where children can get Juice Plus free. And children in Juice Plus world start at age 4 and go all the way up till full-time college. So if you choose as an adult to use Juice Plus, you can sponsor a child, and that's pretty incredible. The commitment they have to families to get Juice Plus at a low cost and to get great nutrition into families. The second guideline that they recommend is at least 1 to 2 complete shakes a day. What that is adding plant-based protein every day and replacing at least one meal a day. I love these things. I could have them at least twice a day and not even think twice about it. But I know some people that work out of the home and they choose to just do that as their breakfast. They make it up. It's an easy on-the-go healthy meal. And then I have other people that at night they make that their dinner. So you can be creative with it, but it is delicious. I will tell you that. My favorite recipe is chocolate cherry. And if you need additional recipes, we have plenty. Let's talk about water. That's number 3. You know, we're supposed to be drinking half our body weight in ounces every day. So if you weigh 120 pounds, you need about 60 ounces of water each day. You'll be surprised by what water can do in the body, staying fully hydrated. We need to try to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night and exercise some deep breathing activities. I love what deep breathing can do for the body and just reducing stress. We're going through a kind of a season of uncertainty right now, and deep breathing can be really important to relax the mind and the body each day. Most of us need to exercise most days, even if it's only 30 minutes and you're taking a casual walk. But many of us, we really need to get some nice, cardiovascular exercise in every day. And that heals the body. It's not about burning calories, it's about healing the body. Reducing and eliminating after 6 p.m. If you want to look into this, ask the person who invited you. But it is fascinating what happens in the body when we give it time to rest and actually go through a fasting process each night of about 10 to 12 hours. It's incredible. I have just experienced that in the last few years, and it's been wonderful. We do want to reduce or eliminate processed foods. We do want to reduce or eliminate caffeine and alcohol. And we do want to eliminate gluten and dairy over time. The last thing that I'll mention is we're trying to eliminate artificial sugars. I used to be kind of a Diet Coke girl, have 1 or 2 a day. And what I've learned is that artificial sugar in something like a Diet Coke actually gave me a craving for more sugar. So you'll learn over time. There's some great resources we have, and we'd be happy to share with you about what refined sugars and artificial sugars are doing in the body. So I've given you 10 guidelines. In a ideal world, we'd follow all 10 somewhere down the road. But in just getting started, you might choose one of these guidelines and then add another one the next month. We do this program every month. We usually start on the first Monday of the month just to make it easy. And we go forward for about 2 weeks with it, maybe 10 days to 14 days. And then some people continue throughout the month because they feel so much better. I love this program. My husband and I probably end up doing it at least 2 weeks out of every month. And then sometimes we do it even longer just because we're really feeling better and we're enjoying the feeling of just really good health. So I hope what I've described to you tonight is a lifestyle of health, and it's a process, it's a journey. It's not a one-time event. This is something that you can work on over time. And as I mentioned earlier, it's safe for people from really young ages, children. I've got, mothers who are doing this with their children, age 6, 8, 9, 10, all the way up through elderly people, pregnant moms. It's just a good, healthy way to create a lifestyle of better health. The other thing I wanted to mention is if you choose to join us for the Shred, or if you're curious, we have some amazing resources. We have the Shred guide that's in the bottom corner here. You can get that from the person who invited you. In there, we have recipes and shopping lists, and we have, I love to kind of keep lists and keep a tracker of what I'm doing. We've got a before the Shred, you can take your measurements and kind of watch and see how your body's responding. You can even mark off each day how you're doing with following the guidelines. There's all kinds of great tools. But we also have a support group, and we have a Facebook group where we encourage one another and we share great recipes and we do this together. And I think that is the really big thing that I love about the Shred10 is that we have a community of people trying to get healthier together. There's no judgment if you're choosing to do really only one guideline, or if you're choosing to do 5 out of 10. It is just all about us being on a journey towards better health. I've got a few more slides. One of them that I think is really important is what is the most common results you can expect if you follow the Shred. First of all, I think craving more fruits and vegetables is a really amazing result. If we could just train our palate to want fruits and vegetables, then we would eat more. And that's what this program does. Many people get to a healthier weight when they're following the Shred10. For me, I did lose some weight when I first started following the program. And if I go on a vacation, I come back and jump on the Shred because I feel so much better and I get those extra vacation pounds off. I definitely have noticed better sleep. Many of my clients have noticed healthier skin and nails because they're doing so many healthy things for their body. Improved regularity, that's about digestion, and definitely improved mental clarity. So I can't imagine anybody that wouldn't want to see these results in their long-term health. So hopefully tonight you've learned some new things about the Shred10 program, this lifestyle of better health, and hopefully that you've learned that you don't have to follow all 10 guidelines. You can start wherever you are today and take one simple change towards better health and grow with us as you continue to grow in health. I have found that this was a catalyst for our family to grow in health. And I started this whole presentation by sharing with you that I was on 4 daily medications and that I was praying for a solution. And what this program did for me was basically allow me to go off those 4 daily medications and continue to grow in health and just see more and more results with things like less inflammation, less joint pain, better sleep, and feeling like I was able to continue to grow in my exercise routine and have better performance and better recovery. My husband ran a marathon since we've done this program, and he says he never feels better than when he follows the Shred program. So that's a man's perspective, surprising because he came in kind of kicking and screaming that he didn't want to follow this program, but he loves it now. And we call ourselves kind of a Shred10 family. We'd love for you to join us when we start on May 4th, Monday. And if you have questions, please get with the person who invited you. I'm going to turn off the recording now and allow you guys to ask some questions.